Trude was invited, but has a no-show, so that'll be followed up. So we'll just run through some things from the last ones that we had. Regular hazards were slippery tracks, K-lines, cow, and muddy paddocks. The vet race, the yard race, so high strength chains, so that's been completed. The slippery tracks, we're working on those, so we're really going to have good improvement on that next season. The sun was the thing that was brought up last time on the tanker track. Has everyone sort of improved on that? Aware of it? We've done really well with stopping people and asking them what they're doing. Well, we were having a lot of people coming onto the property and just doing stuff and not reporting to the office it's a two-way thing. We've got to be proactive and ask them what they're doing, and then we sort of know what time they're here and what time they leave because they're charging us and all that sort of stuff. And then something out of the health and safety manual was to own up, tell somebody if something breaks so it can be fixed ASAP. Everyone knows the hazard. I think we've been pretty good at that. We've got a little bit of improvement. We've got some things to bring up on that. Review some Excel gathered the next meeting. I think we're going to watch a video on hoofs and all that sort of stuff for this one. And then we've just got a bit of stuff here on the start the grain and the water. And then we've got the bikes and all that sort of stuff. Up at Olives, they've got a bike mechanic now. So I've asked them what things that we need to do on a weekly basis for our bikes to make his job a bit easier. So he's going to get that to us. The chain lube and cleaning bikes down. I've seen that a little bit, but I would like that to be improved. So we've done investigations on the winch, the auger, pumping the shed, cleaning the grain, and we've done reasonably well keeping the tractors clean. So is there anything that anyone else would like to bring up about health and safety or improvements on the farm, here and up at the runoff, or at home? No?
A weekly toolbox meeting.
Yep.
And if we say 8 o'clock, it's 8 o'clock.
Yep.
And we're organised with all our paperwork and stuff like that. Because what does happen is, like it's, 20 past 8 now.
Yep.
When we're busy, that 20 minutes is valuable to us. Yep. But we do have to do the toolbox things. And, like for as a company policy. Yep. And, the talking to people that come on site, like asking them what they're doing and all that, that's an important culture for the business to get, I think, for everybody's safety. So, and we are investigating cameras. Like we talked, I don't think you were here, but you were here the other day, Carl, weren't you, when that guy was here. Just for everybody's safety as well, to do things.
I think the camera is huge because we can put a camera on top of the shed, which can rotate, and it'll probably do the farm every sort of 15 to 20 minutes, which means if somebody's hurt or a cow's around or something like that, and you're watching it in the shed, it's really, really good. It's been pretty well used to a lot of farms, isn't it? Yep. So well done for Carl, 10 points. He was here at 7:50, which was the time that everyone was meant to be here. Certainly followed by Erwin. That was good. Sven did send his apologies for being late because he was up at Oliver's. So I've just got a couple of things here that I'd like to raise. The tractor handbrake. Did anybody interfere with that or pull that apart?
Yeah, the tractor in here.
Yeah.
It's like giving you still.
Yeah, it's okay.
Somebody broke it, I think.
Yes, but it's been pulled apart.
Yeah, that's not from us. that's from what the guy,
Who,
Jude knows that one.
who,
I don't know.
it's okay to do, no, it's not snitching or anything like that.
Yeah.
But it's, because we're gonna really hone in on, you know, I mean, damage to assets or anything like that, and it's part of the own nothing, so.
I forgot to, but it's another guy.
When I.
From here,
No, not from here.
From where?
I can't remember, maybe Jude remember it.
okay, so.
Because
From-
when Jude swapped, he realized who used this one, it's already broken.
Okay.
Maybe he will blame us.
That's fine, I'll follow up that, yeah. But that, like, you know, I mean, I don't want to hold the tractor and find it, and, you know, I mean, it's part of our responsibility to fix it as well.
Morning, nice. How are we all?
You good?
Hang on,
You good? Do you know if Jonathan's coming here or starting straight at the pits, do you know?
he'll be here shortly. Yeah.
Nice, I'll shoot down to the Travellers and just have a quick look there, and then I'll tell him I'll be heading out to the one straight at here.
Yeah, it was getting a pump going at home, it was slick, so he's,
Yeah, no worries, I'll head out there soon. No worries,
Yeah, just be safe, you know.
yeah, no worries.
So that sort of stuff, you know, I mean, not knowing who done it and all that, we just need to be right on that, because
Yeah.
otherwise we get tagged if we've done it. And strainer post up at the runoff, Drew hit that with a long trailer. I'd say, Carl, you're pretty confident driving that trailer, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yep, so I'm going to take a bit of responsibility for that. Drove it down the hill, said to Jude about hopping the tractor, you know, driving and all that sort of stuff. I probably wasn't clear on taking gateways wide and all that sort of stuff, so main thing, no one was hurt, the power was fine, but there's a strainer post, which is probably 2 hours work to fix, so if we do something like that, especially on somebody on the runoff or, you know what I mean, take a photo, put it on a page straight away, that way it's off your chest, everybody knows about it, and it can be fixed. So like it's not a, stuff happens, you know, accidents happen, and you know, I mean, like I'm probably responsible for that because I didn't say take it wide, so that would help my instructions better for Jude, you know.
so, carry on.
Jude took a picture with that handbrake.
He did.
Yeah,
It
but
was on the
I think
page.
he just forgot to post it in the page.
Yeah, like it does come down to confidence.
So will you write that down to talk to Drew about?
Yep.
Yeah.
So, I'm just trying to think how to draw this, but this is the rules that we have at, you know, at the main yard with, does this not work? Like you're going to go, you know, like so there's a road there like that, and you're going to go through this gate. So you're coming down the road here like that, and you're going to turn in. Well, a trailer will cut that corner and take your post out, but sometimes the front of the trailer, if you go too far, sometimes the front of the trailer swings out and you will get that, or with your front end loader. So you don't just drive down the road, you get yourself over here and drive down there as much as you can to get as straight as you possibly can coming in that gate. And when, you know, like there's a fence here like this, and there's a gate here, well, people, you know, like they don't, so they sort of come around like that. You've got to get yourself down here and get straight onto your gateways.
Yep.
Just be straight, just think of that, even if it's a great big circle or whatever, like, it just keeps it safe, like, for everybody.
Okay, that is really, really good.
And if you're not sure, just stop. Just stop and just have a think for.
Like tractor wheels and big heavy trailers, they leave marks. So, you know, I mean, if I'm driving around the lane or anything like that, and I see near misses or weavy windies, you know, that means you're on your phone, you're rolling smoke, or you're doing other stuff. If you're driving a tractor, you're always focused because you've got a front of your loader to take the post out, you've got bales that can fall off, you've got so much that can happen. So you sort of got to be aware, and the tracks up there are uneven as well. So just good stuff to think, and I think Carl, you've done pretty well. There was an incident here with the trailer, you know, putting too many valves on it.
Yeah. They told me to put some full load,
Yep.
then park in there, so. But when you see the trailer,
Like it's okay, but if you feel in your gut that it's wrong, or if you took off on that with that trailer on, it's killing the tractor and it's doing, or the trailer's going like this, and if somebody that was less confident than you hopped in there, that trailer could roll, you know. So it's, I know you're following David's instructions, but you've got to sort of, you know, maybe you know how heavy bailage is. But there was a flat tire on that tractor and the trailer. I'm not saying it's your fault, but you know, I mean, we've just got to, yeah, I mean, it just costs money and time.
And it's dangerous.
Yeah.
So, you know, like the biggest message here is that you've done well. Please pass it on to the likes of Erwin or Jude or anybody else that's following along. You know, if you're going to put stuff on the trailer, don't put too much on.
Yeah.
You know, just that message is that's the to talk to each other. You know, get it.
Like you should be able to have enough on that trailer. We can always fit 2 on the forks as well.
Not bailage,
Not bad.
but one of bailage.
Yeah, or one advantage. The feedback up there is that you've done really well there, Carl. So yeah, I mean that's pretty good to hear. And putting the stuff on the page yesterday, it does take courage, you know what I mean? Because you'll get, in my opinion, you'll get stands. The old man might look at it, somebody else might look at it. But that's called daylight. Means we've got transparency. We've got a lot of people thinking about it. And if we just keep it positive,
so we don't get very many.
yeah, and put it on the page, and then if you know, maybe someone might contact you, you know, we can deal with it right there on the spot. We do need some more treatment up there because Dave's cabinet's pretty limited for anti-inflammatory and Betamax, isn't it?
Yeah, I already organizing that, the banner put now. They grow, as I raised, the one you told me yesterday.
Yeah,
We put in the page that need to prepare this Monday for the little house.
yeah. But you've done that, yeah?
Yeah, put in there.
Okay, good, good, yeah.
It's already set up.
That's really, really good, like banked up, you know, really good. So you're taking pretty good ownership up there. We've got our motorbike up there that uses oil. There's a wee 4 litre oil here, so just check it daily. And then same for the fuel thing. Fuel cans. If your bike runs out of fuel at home or on the track, yep, use the fuel cans to fill it up, but don't leave them at your house. Because if you leave it at your house, you know, when farm fuel cans, it just doesn't look good for yourself, you know. So yeah, reporting incidents on the page, just put them on the page straight away. And even if it's me that's done it, because I do stuff as well. And lost tools, just take a photo of it and then pick it up. Because stuff does happen, and you know, I mean, it's life, and it just, you know, I mean, it really helps me give better instructions. So the other thing was taking risks, like taking driving front end loader, trailer, you know, slippery tracks and all that sort of stuff. You know, I mean, or if we're down here by yourself, or if you're up here by yourself, if it's an unnecessary risk, don't take it. You know what I mean, like with getting out of the trailer, cutting bailage, just think about what you're doing, because you know, I mean, the reception up there is a bit patchy, so just really think about the steps that you do take, like hopping in and out of tractor well, because you know no one's in the paddock with you, and all that sort of stuff.
Don't walk under the front end loader.
Unnecessary risk.
You know, like just walk around it. And if you're stopping to get out of the tractor, you know, just put the front end loader down on the ground or close to the ground, and then you have to walk around it anyway. But it's just simple.
It's just a reminder, you know what I mean. The tractor cab and all the strings and bits and pieces, that's just got to be cleaned daily, because otherwise it just turns into a bit of a mess. And if there's too many strings, just leave them by a gateway, but pick them up that day. Yeah, I mean, if they're going to drag or overheat the tractor or stuff like that. Anything else up there, Carl, that you can think of that we can improve on?
I'm about concerned about because the bearings in the stroke. He said that every other day to put bearings in the stroke in the feeder. But when I go up every day there, the bearings in the stroke is eating oil. So you can put them every day, without them every day, or
If they've scoffed their brake and the straw, I would say so, but maybe talk to Sten.
You know, the weekend, or last week when we had the rain, and I caught up with you.
Yeah.
The utilization, obviously, for the cow specifically was quite down.
yeah,
So a lot of wastage, and that's why we said. That's why we said fill up the feeders properly.
Yeah.
And then I saw you the next day, and there was still
Yeah.
straw and a little bit of baleage left. I think if you run out of baleage and straw, and they've eaten up the brake, then potentially they're not getting enough.
Yeah.
Which can be a factor of two things: either not enough cow brake or fodder beet brake, or not enough straw and baleage. So we need to come back to what is the diet. So up there, is it 6 and 6 and ad-lib straw, depending on the mob, right?
Yep, but like I think it probably needs to be fleshed out a bit more. Like I think, I mean, I don't mind, Carl, if you want to take a photo of it and say top it up or not, put it out, but I think we need to have it more structured, kg wise.
Well, yeah, because if you feed too much straw and baleage, then you're not giving them the energy requirements that we should give them, because straw is very low in energy. So they need to have a certain amount. So for a 200 cow mob, if they get 2 kgs each, they should probably have 1.5 to 2 bales there a day. If they eat 4 bales, then it's good that they're eating, but we're not feeding them enough, right? So they should really get more fodder, beet, and or cow, and that's what we need to monitor. So if you have a 200 cow mob, let's say we should, for each of the 4 mobs, we should look at the total number of cows and then say 1 to 2 kilograms of straw, and the rest has to be made up of kale and fodder beet. And 1 bale of straw we budget at 350 kgs of dry matter. Is that what you've done in the past?
Yeah.
You've got to get it about right. Obviously they've got to be fed their whole, the amount of feed that they're going to get. And between the beet and the kale, it's about 14 kgs available. Is that right?
I think it depends on the mob. I understand that's slightly different, but that's what it should be. Yeah.
So, or is it it's 12 kgs of that stuff, isn't it? And then 2 kgs of straw.
Yeah.
So a total of 14 available.
Yeah.
But when you have a look at the shit sometimes, it's going straight through them. Well, we have to balance up, with a bit more straw perhaps, or something to hold it in them a bit longer, isn't it?
I think 2 kilograms of straw are sufficient, and the fiber in both the kale and the fodder beet it should be okay. It's the bulk that's the problem. If they're only eating bulk, then you need to really slow down the rate. Yeah. But do we have 2 minutes just to sort of clarify what you need to look out for? Do I have this one here? I just want to write something down here.
That's good.
So the kale, let's say, has 11.5 megajoules. 10.5, and the fodder beet 11.5, and straw 6.5. And you know what I mean by that, by megajoules? You don't know? Okay, so that's the energy content, yeah?
Oh yeah.
It's the amount of energy per kilogram of dry matter. So we want to feed, for argument's sake, 6 kgs here, 6 kgs there, and 2 kg here. And then what you do, you add these together. So the cows need to have about 120 megajoules in total every day. That's the energy they need. Like if you eat a chocolate bar, that might be so and so many megajoules, so they need a certain amount. So 6 times this, that's 63. 6 times that, that's 66 plus 3, so let's say that's 69. And then another 13 there. That gives us a total 120, 130, 142, 145 megajoules. Yeah? That's more than the 120. But if you're wasting half of this, sometimes you only utilize 50%, right? Yeah. Half of the kale is trampled into the ground, they shit on it, they don't actually eat it. So in effect, they might only get 3 here, they might only get 3 there, which then halves these figures. So we have 31, let's say 34. The straw they will eat because it's in the feeder, so there's very little wasted. So you add another 13 here, so you might only have 65 plus 13, you might only have 78 megajoules. Yeah? So you see the problem here is this is what we need to feed, so they put on the weight for carving. This is what they're only getting. Right? Yeah. So like you pack yourself 3 sandwiches in the morning, but 2 of them you lose in the dirt. And then you're supposed to perform.
Spring rolls.
Sorry?
Spring
Or spring rolls. So you eat one and one you throw away. So when you go in, the brakes are already taking into consideration that there's wastage.
Yeah.
Yeah? So the width is already saying we will waste 20 to 30%. So you watch every day and you say, yep, that's about right. Then you come back the next day and you go, wow, all this wastage, you know that we're doing this here. We're not feeding them enough. So you need to react immediately. You need to say, oh, why is this? The soil is very wet, there's a lot of rain. And then you really have to go back to Sam and say, Sam, there's too much wastage here. And then the question is, do you increase this here? Do you increase the break? Or do you give them more straw? But if you double the straw, you're going from 13 to 26.
That's a really good point.
You're only going from 13 to 26. That's not going to give you much, right?
So straw would be equivalent to you just dry wheat bits.
Well, the problem with straw is substitution. You throw a lot into the feeder, and for some reason maybe the cows like it. So they eat all the straw, and they don't touch the kale, or they don't eat all the fodder bean up, because I saw some of the bulbs weren't eaten, right? In that paddock on the first, on the left there up on the plateau.
Yeah.
So the number one priority is eat the fodder bean, eat the kale. If the wastage increases, specifically for kale, increase the break size. For the fodder beet, if they leave bulbs behind, be careful. You might need to shorten the break a bit, but we're talking about feeding the cows properly. So if there's more wastage, we need to increase the break.
The thing with the fodder beet is maybe they're not getting enough time on the fodder beet to eat it all.
How much time do they get? You put them on the fodder beet and then you take them off. How much time in between?
Downhill, 1.5 hours,
Yeah.
1.5 hours, and up there, maybe 4 hours. They eating all.
They're eating all.
Yeah, up there.
Okay.
They're doing
Transitions are different, aren't they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, different.
So now when they come off the fodder beet,
Yeah,
all the bulbs, they're mostly gone.
yes, up there, also down there.
Okay, now that's good. That's good. Because when I was there that one day, I saw that one paddock at the top, a lot of bulbs left,
Yeah.
and the next one over, it was all eaten up. But if it's now all eaten up, that's good on a daily basis, yeah?
But we'll probably dig that, that's pretty good stuff.
Yeah. So the straw is good to make them feel full, but it's not necessarily good for weight gain. And we need them to put on weight real fast.
So 5.
Yeah. So if we say 2 kilograms of straw a day, no more than 2 bales of straw or baleage
For 200 cows.
for 200 cows.
So the biggest bomb is 230.
Yeah.
So a lot of that stuff I think you need to work through with Brad and speed really, because like Sam's not going up there, so you know, like, because
I'll spend a bit of time up there and have a look around, and maybe when I know that you're opening the brake, I'll have a look and I'll come back later when you're taking them off again. It's just like we can sort of communicate,
on a cold, wet, shitty day, the straw, it takes more energy to chew it than what they get back out of it. You know, like, so, and if you increase the break of the kale, especially, they just waste a whole lot more. Whereas if you feed some baleage around the paddock or something like that, they will scoop that up, and it's a good feed for them, isn't it? Like,
baleage preferable over straw.
yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So, but you can't make those decisions. You know, like Brad and Sven have to.
Like yesterday we have a good weather, but they clean up the underbit, the kale, and village and straw as well.
Yeah.
So
what happens?
that's what happens every day.
What happens is that, especially on all that country up there, is that some of the kale's this high, and then some of it's that high, isn't it? You know, or it's this and that, and we're just giving them the same area, and it's the same with the fodder beet. You know, like, and you can't, you know, you can see it in the kale, but it's very hard to see it in the fodder beet. But good observation.
So when you do the break, like if the kale comes up to here, then you can say, well, this could be 10,000 kilograms of dry matter. Have you worked with that before? I just quickly go through it, because you need to, when you're in the paddock, you want to make these assessments yourself, and if you think something's changing, you then need to let me or Brett or Sam know. So typically, 10,000 kilograms dry matter per hectare. So up to here. It's down there, but only be 5,000.
What we've got to do, Steve, is we've got to use measurements. So what is that? Is that 1.2? Yeah, I mean, if you use measurements, it can't be.
Yeah, if you're right, stand side by side. Look, it's rough. The point is, if you go from here to there, you have a problem. And that's what you guys, when you put the brakes out, every day, does it look here? Or is there a patch and it looks here? And then you immediately have to say, okay, hang on, I stop putting the brake out. I'll check first with yourself or whoever. But the point is this: if we feed 2,000 square meters every day, so a hectare equals 10,000 square meters, yeah? So we feed 2,000 square meters. If your brake is 200 meters long, or 200 meters wide, then you give them a 10-meter brake, yeah? 10 meters. So 2,000 square meters, that's, if the yield is 10,000, you're feeding them 2,000 kilograms of dry matter. Divided by 200 cows, gives you 10 kg per cow. Yeah? Makes sense? So if this yield drops to 5,000, only half the yield, then this goes down to 1,000, and this goes down to 5 kgs per cow. And if your target is 10 kilograms and you're feeding a 5, you should be hungry. And that's exactly what might have happened, that if you think they've cleaned it up nicely and it's dry, then the problem could have been that the yield of 10,000 wasn't 10,000, it might have been 8,000. So, and no one, I can't tell you that, because you guys put the brakes out. If you go along there and you say, oh shit, there's nothing there, or there's even less there, then you need to stop and say, okay, maybe this is not enough. And you need to give someone a call or message, and then someone should really come out straight away and say, okay, we'll increase it today by 2 meters or 3 meters.
Not really, because all the wheel part is already set up.
Yeah, I know.
So
when people go there,
The person that puts the wheel marks in
We've got some questions for you.
should make the assessment. So if you drive, if you do the wheel marks, you need to stop and say, is this the same or is it different?
Because you're in the traffic here, but you can see the different
Like,
colours.
I think, you know, like the hard part is like if this is your 10,000,
Yep.
and this is, you say that's the 0, so say this is 5,000, like that's very easy to work out, isn't it, and do all that. But what happens if it's just here? That's where it's hard,
Yep.
isn't it, you know, like to work out. So I think really like yourself or Brad are the ones that should maybe have a look at the paddock and say, yeah, we've got that pretty right,
Yeah.
you know, down through here. And if there is a piece of way down here where you might just have to say, right, well, we double the size. I think I wouldn't like that responsibility on it when I'm driving that tractor. I wouldn't want that.
Yeah. So I agree. But the first thing is to talk to Brad or myself. But you'll learn this over time because you're gauging yourself. You say, okay, I say, okay, Carl, what do you think? Is it 8,000, 7,000? You might say 7,000, and I say 8,000. Then we look at what the cows are doing, and then you get a feel for this. This is all it is. This is more art than science. If you do it day by day.
But it does need to be discussed as a measurement, because some people say it's a deer fence, it's a sheep fence, it's this height, it's this height, it's this height. That's too confusing, so we need to stick.
Pigtail or something. We'll use a pigtail, we'll use a standard pigtail, and say this is how much we think
There's
it
big
might be.
short ones, and it just leaves it open for, I don't know, I'm trying to crank that
Yeah,
out.
like at the moment, the early ones got 8 meters on gale.
8 meters.
Yeah,
So we'll have a look.
but 8 meters, but the gale is only here.
Yeah,
The early ones.
there could be
It's less.
300 here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the early to 6 meters, and the gale is not in here. This, you know.
Yeah.
So we'll have a look.
Yeah. So that's why maybe they're eating more babies and straw
Yeah, it's good.
every day.
Yeah, very good.
Well, what we need to work out is if the paddock looks like this, or if the paddock looks like this, right?
Yeah.
So it's the distance here. If this is 300, and this is let's say 200,
Yeah.
then if it's all say 8,000 kg DM,
Yeah.
then of course this will be, let's say 5 meters, and this will have to be 8 meters. But if the yield here is 9,000 and it's 6,000 here, then everything changes again. And you have to look at each paddock and you say, this is the yield, and this is the area they need.
So I think your observation is good.
Yeah.
That they're eating straw. So somebody needs to go along and have a look and say, righto. Because one more metre, well, I don't know, but you know, like one more step, and it's 300 long. That's actually quite a bit of feed. So you know, just
Because they do it Filipino meters, so.
Come on, you're insulting Filipinos.
Joe's got a Filipino.
So I think what we
Like
need,
Erwin told me yesterday that, hey bro, it's not like that. Why? Because I do it Filipino meters instead. Yeah, because you need to.
so we'll just use the metric system. So what we need is the amount of cows in the mob, the dimensions of the paddock, and then
All of that's pretty sorted. I think the biggest thing is the observation, Carl, and you've talked about it. We'll look at it today, and that's
Carl does know how to do measurements, so he can sort of look at the notes. He's doing a proper more for.
So, for example, if you have a 300 meter break and the yield is 10,000,
Yep.
then 10 meters will give you 3,000 kgs of dry matter. 1 meter extra, 300 kgs.
Yeah.
That's 30 cows. So you're feeding another 30 cows just with 1 extra meter over this distance, yeah. So this is big stuff, yeah. You suddenly have 30 cows out of 200 go hungry, or everyone is getting a bit pissed off because they're not quite getting it. Yeah? So the meter, that's important stuff, yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's good. That's just good observation. I think that's.
Yeah. So what your eyes and your instincts tell you, listen to it. Listen to it. If they're eating it up,
talk about it.
yeah, and talk about it. Yeah.
It's really good.
Cool.
Don't know she is don't know it's in the fish yesterday because it's good when you, like you said, that when you all the cows come up, so you can see the cows. You're standing in the gate, and then you can see, observe the cows.
Yep.
So you will see the lame, the mastitis.
Okay.
She's like wobbly.
Like Carl, I'm really, really impressed because we went up there and did that training day, and you've just followed it right routine, you know. Like it was a bit of a piss take when we were there calling the cows. It was the first time we'd done it, and what did it take? Took 3 minutes, 4 minutes.
Yeah.
But have they got faster?
Yeah, they getting faster, but downhill mouth is first downhill.
Yeah.
But it's hard to go put them because the cave is already.
Oh, they're on the other side of the fence.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, yeah. But like, it's just that, you know, I mean, by calling those cows, the old man actually said it to me the other day, and I read on something on the desk. That's huge training. Huge, it will make such a difference here next season.
Yeah, and most important there, you can observe the cows while you're waiting in the gate.
Yep.
While they're walking, so you will see that.
Yeah, it's really, really good. Like,
But you've got to call them. Come on, honey. You can't go. Come on, fat bastards, because they won't come.
That's what he says, come up.
yeah, well, like we've got, you know, I mean, if we all do the same thing, and we're happy with, come on,
Yeah.
you know, happy with that. Yeah, and I think, you know, I mean, that's pretty good. And even though it was an uncomfortable walk for those other cows, but they done it.
Yeah.
You know, so because getting a stony, tearing their own motorbike, dogs, all that sort of stuff. You know, if you see Dave's dogs chasing the cows, tell them because they're chasing them up and down the fence, barbed wire, and all that. You just don't want that. Jude's here now, so Jude we've raised, we're talking about putting stuff on the page, so I'm just trying to think of an example that's happened over the last month on the Australia Post.
Yeah.
If you take a picture of it, put it on the page, everyone knows about it, and it can be fixed, and we can all learn from it. And like I've taken responsibility for it because, you know, I mean, I told you just to drive that trailer up the hill. You know, I mean, I thought it was safe, the trailer was going uphill, we weren't going to get into any problems. But I didn't say take the fence wide, you know, take the gates wide, you know, do all that sort of stuff. So, you know, do you want to go 50-50 in Australia? Fair enough, you know, isn't it? Yeah.
No. 100.
Yeah. No, it's just that, you know, because it's
Right. So yeah, let's keep moving on. Cool.
well, if we're short of time, motorbikes, kind of that. The Dairy NZ website is very, very powerful. Sven's introduced me to that. He has put some more stuff on the page, but watch the videos because it's a real career changer and it'll just get into depth on a lot of the stuff. I think pretty good. Anything else anyone wants to raise or?
Just that at all of us, so the other block, the other runoff block, we've had some slips, cow slipping, some mastitis cases after the rain. So I don't know if that's an observation issue that at all of us we observe a bit harder and we find these, or whether there are more there than are on the Clandy Boy runoff. So I just urge you, when you go in, spend the time, look for lame cows. That's sort of with the other, you know, that might be a little bit lame. You found the black mastitis one, and cows that might have slipped. Because I'm surprised if we have more problems at the Oliver runoff block than we have at Sipes.
The one thing that I have observed as a quality of the straw. So that one that slipped out here, some of that straw had been on the ground and it was wet halfway up, and there is some real bad straw up there as well. So any bad straw that you're unsure about, just put it to the side and Dave can feed it to the bulls. Just don't feed it to the cows. Anything that's mouldy or rotten on the top, or even if you pull another stack out and the wood's got down.
The Toolbox and Toolbox.
Yeah.
One.
So any mouldy straw, and even if you see somebody put it in the feeders, just say, hey, just put that in the lane that can be fed to the bulls. Because I think that's a big problem.
How about the straw? We use the marker. Is that okay too?
It's not, because it hasn't fermented or whatever it's got.
So I think what Sven is saying is that you guys made a much better job of teat sealing the cows, etc., than what the other guys did.
I told both of them. That's my problem.
Like it's a good start to the relationship, you know. So we've done
Right, so
That's why we need to, when you go to the field sample or what, we need to check if there's a slip cows, especially.
Yeah, please do, yeah.
and Sam will get into that. You know a bit more about slip cows as well. But these are all little wee things that improve us so much, and it's about sharing the stuff, you know.
And if you share it obviously with Jude and Irvin, since you know it a lot better than them.
So when's short days off, Carl?
Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
So the system is like you're going up today.
Yeah.
That like so maybe on Wednesday maybe Jude and Irwin go with you or something. I'm assuming are you back at work or?
Jude's back tomorrow.
Right. So like and then you know you've got time to walk the cows when they're on the fodder bead and check mastitis stuff, or you know, and you're changing over for who's going to be there the next few days and that. So
And they are good notes.
because it's time spent, isn't it? With the cows, you know, like we go do the job, we shift the fences and you know that's that. But the time just to be, and I think that's probably what's going on at Oliver's because. You know, I see 2 or 3 guys down there doing bits and pieces, and you know, because they're milking and that. So, and I think it's just a wee bit more time spent there, probably.
So I'll come up a bit more often to Clancy Boy as well, or to the sides.
Just
to look around.
That'd be really good. So you've got something in here about mental health, Sam. What?
So mental health, like it's really, really important. You know, I mean, we've been giving people breaks at the end of their, you know, I mean, like Drew, you've had 6 days off, is it? Yep. Carl, you've had a fair good go at it. Erwin, you've had some days off. Like, I think that's a good time of the year to take those days off. We've still got work, but mental health, you know, I mean, I'm definitely not a doctor. Would you agree?
Well, nobody even thought of it.
So this is the most important thing, the point that I made. It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. If I think I'm a doctor, I'm a doctor.
Yeah.
So if we go,
help us.
so if we go like this, so if we just say this here is frequency. You know, I mean, this is pretty big. This is small. So let's just say this is what we're capable of, plus, and then this here, let's just say this is a dog, or should we say it's a cow? We'll say this is a cow. So the difference between a cow and us is if I was a cow, I would know that I'm in the shed, but I don't know why I'm here. Or if I was a dog, I know why I'm here. You know, I mean, I know I'm standing here, but so what mental health is a good wee gauge to be is like if you start thinking like a dog, you know, I mean, you're unwell. So here is, you know, I mean, you're pretty well, you're hydrated, you got good sleep, you're well fed, you know, things are going good. So this here is sort of like a frequency thing. So if we say here's the line, let's say this is you're pretty much transcending. and here that you're thinking like an animal. That's probably a better way to put it, an animal. So an animal doesn't have a frontal cortex or a brain to look after, it just is what it is. And if it gets sick, it dies, can't ask for help. But here, this is the line. So, and it's a really important thing, because if you're down here, and they say, oh, I'm here, I can't actually give you instructions, because you won't, we're not on the same frequency. And that's the mental health thing. So like, if we give you guys a break, look after yourselves as well, you know. So then when you come back, here's the line, you could be above the line. And then at the end of your 8 days, you might get down to the line. If you find yourself below the line, you want to hurt the cows, you want to hurt yourself, you want to do stuff to machinery, you're annoyed with me, Sten, the old man, all your workmates, you might be dipping below here.
So
how you just got to, that's where you got to manage it. As soon as you go below here,
you've got like just like that's okay, but like at our next in the next quarterly meeting, you know, like we had the other day, you know, the barbecue one, is anybody interested in having a mental health person come out and have maybe the same talk but with a wee bit of knowledge behind it or something?
I think what would be good is to self-diagnose, so that you know, if I do this or if I think this, then I'm moving in the wrong direction and I should speak up. Like, that's what I would like to, as information, the triggers, because sometimes we don't know the triggers, we just drink more heavily at the end of the day, which is not the solution.
That's me.
So-
Before me, I do a counseling before with my
Really good.
counseling, so they can talk to them in my drunk driving.
So we've had an instance.
a business without people. So that's, you know, we've got to really focus on that, you know. So if you find yourself going below the line, make sure that you're hydrated. That's the first reason you'll go below the line. Because your brain's not working. So you just bottle of water, I'll drink that this morning.
Yeah, you can already this, to be honest, you know, if you're not feeling well, talk to anybody, express your feelings, not like the house, then thinking too much, but not help you.
Yeah, so my point was observe what's going on with your mates. And
Look after your mates. Yeah. That's a good idea. We'll get someone with a bit of a, in depth on that, we can query them, because this is our business as people. Cool. Okay, I think we're pretty good. Anything else? No. All good.